Hello, it is me again. I'm back in the building again. I am back in the trenches. I thought it was over. I thought it was done, but apparently I'm not. Roasted Veilguard 2025 edition. Anna, why are you doing this? Because I have free will. That's why. Why are we here? Why are we here, Ada? Why are we here? Because they are here. They're here and they're lying. You know what I was gonna tell you? I was gonna say, how long is it gonna take me to go back to the level of just being baffled and flabbergasted and upset that I was during the Veilguard debacle? Not long. I'm seeing article after article, and I'm talking, a couple days, a week old. This is recent. Okay? And we have people like the voice actress for, what's her name? The Inquisitor. Just uttering bullshit. Dragon Age the Veilguard star, absolutely devastated over backlash, says people wanted to see Bioware fail. First of all, I don't even know why this woman is even stirring the pot to begin with, because it's not even like this is the voice actress for Rook. She's the voice actress for the Inquisitor. So why are you commenting on this shit? Obviously to stay relevant. Really? Do you have to do this shit again, months after the fact? Not even after Veilguard release, but months after the fact. For what exactly? Alex Wilton Ren has given her personal response to the backlash faced by the last year's Dragon Age the Veilguard, and blamed the mixed reactions on people who wanted to see the game fail or wanted to see Bioware fail. This pisses me the fuck off, because since I started talking about Veilguard, my criticism, which was grounded on actual criticism of game mechanics, game writing, game design, have been brushed off because of people like Alex Wilton Ren. To have the absolute audacity of saying, oh, the only reason Dragon Age the Veilguard got mixed reviews is because people wanted to see the game fail. The actor who plays the female Inquisitor, which doesn't make any sense. If this was the Rook voice actress, I could understand, because I 100% know those actors have gotten backlash for their participation in Veilguard. I know that for a fact. But why is this woman even bringing herself into the equation? Told IGN that she was absolutely devastated to see Bioware's latest game fail to find a larger audience, despite mostly positive reviews scores from critics. Who's gonna tell her that just because IGN and PC Gamer, it's giving you 8 out of 10s or 9 out of 10s, that doesn't reflect the actual opinion of the public and the audience? Who's gonna tell her? In what world do you live in that you think reviews from critics in the year of our Lord 2024-2025, we're gonna do a combo, a duo here, mean anything? I feel absolutely devastated for Bioware as a studio that they got such mixed reactions to the game. So which one is it? Mostly positive reviews or mixed reactions? So you know that the only people that gave the game good reviews were the people that got early access and benefits by Bioware and EA, and that affected their score for Veilguard. You know that information. I personally thought it was a really strong game. I don't think anyone cares about what you think, to be honest. I thought it was just Bioware being more Bioware. So she literally got into Bioware at the tail end of Bioware actually still kind of being recognizable as Bioware. So Dragon Age Inquisition and Mass Effect 3. And you're telling me that you think you're qualified to say that Veilguard felt like a strong game and it felt more, like Bioware was back, a return to form? I also think a lot of people kind of want to see it fail or want to see BioWare fail, either because they're really just bad people on the internet, of which there are unfortunately many, as we have discovered. I'm sorry. With her entire chest, she says that the reason why people didn't like Veilguard, people didn't pay for Veilguard, it's because I'm just a bad person. I'm just a bad person that I wanted to see Veilguard fail because I'm evil. You know all of these times that I'd say, oh, it's because I'm the devil from the Bible that I don't like Veilguard, in a sardonic tone. And these people actually believe that people like me that came after Veilguard hard, okay, we're just bad people. I know that some people, and maybe even most people, I will say, jumped on the Veilguard bandwagon because it gave a lot of views. I understand that, and that is factually correct. That's a factual truth. But to say with your entire chest that the only reason people, didn't like Veilguard, it's because they were bad people on the internet, it's crazy to me. Like, that's insanely stupid. The Veilguard was review bombed online. The Veilguard was review bombed online. Lies. You know what? Lies. The Veilguard was played, disliked, and then reviewed online. What do you mean review bombed? The Veilguard was reviewed bombed online. Criticism of the game being woke, centered on its inclusion of a non-binary companion character and the ability for players to choose to be transgender. Which, the main gripe I had with all of this, first of all, they hide this for the longest time. They hid this information, and that the fact that this was going to be 100% in the game, only showing a few glimpses of stuff that wasn't gonna affect the gameplay in any way, that it was just you choose the buttons you press, which ended up being an outright lie, because it ended up actually, taking a significant chunk of, like character creation and personality creation, which at the end of the day, I don't really give a but why are you lying? I know why you're lying. You're lying because you know that the choices that you made for the game were not the correct ones, and that's just how it is. The way that they did all of this was terrible, and it felt so fake, so performative, that anyone could tell you that, and they did, and I did, and everyone in their manner did, of like, okay, why is this in a fantasy game? And I said, why is this in a fantasy game worded like this? Why are you breaking the immersion by bringing modern day terminology and politics into a fantasy game? Why wouldn't you actually put in the effort? Which, by the way, I've done that. I did a challenge for myself on rewriting the Veilguard characters while still keeping their core traits, and I did a rewrite of Tash, and I kept them non-binary, but I didn't keep them non-binary. I actually, worked the extra mile to make it seamless into the universe of Dragon Age, into the universe of Thedas, which you can do. I am living proof that you can do that and still make it, into an epic fantasy. They just, took modern day terminology and shoved it into a game and just called it a day. It's not as much about the game being woke, it's about the fact that you made it woke for no reason. Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition, they had diverse characters, but you didn't even notice them. You tend to notice them more in Inquisition because that's kind of when everything went downhill for the saga, but they have been there. There's been lesbian characters, there's been, talk about gender or gender roles in how they differ in different nations of Thedas, because it's based on reality. And in Inquisition, at least, they try to make it canonically in the universe. You like it, you don't like it. At least they worked into actually making up a term, but they at least tried to make it work with the setting they had. In Veilguard, they wiped their hands clean of that. People were attacking the game before it was released. It's ridiculous. How can you judge a game, a book, a film, a TV show before it's actually released? You can't. It's an idiotic stance to take. You know what's an idiotic stance to take? All I just read. Because if you actually knew what you were talking about, Alex, you would know that we had hours upon hours upon hours of footage, officially sourced footage of the game months before release. Unedited gameplay with full-on like storylines and quests and dialogues. We knew exactly what the game was gonna be months before release. So for you to tell me, oh, you guys didn't know what the game was gonna be like, so why do you hate it before you even have played it? Because, and we've said that multiple times, I don't have to eat shit or taste it to know that it's shit. It's called having common sense and pattern recognition and just being able to look at something and say, I don't like the tone. I don't like the dialogue. I don't like the way the characters look. I don't like the design. And you put that all together and you form an opinion about it. And if the opinion is really, 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 really bad, like Veilguard was, then it turns out people are just not gonna play it. I was validated in multiple times, like days before release, of actual stuff that was in the game that I told people that was in the game, and I had an inside source tell me they were in the game, and people defending the game were like, oh no, actually no, it's not true. People would tell me that I had John Dragon Age tell me, oh, there's this character, the Kunari, and she outright tells you I'm non-binary, just like that. And I put that in, I did a tweet about that, I did a video about that, and people told me, people that defended the game, they said, actually, no, she's not non-binary, because in the podcast, she's referred to as she, her, so that's actually a lie. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Alex. I don't know why you even did this interview. For this person to just outright attack the audience that basically keeps her, working, it's kind of insane to me. Like, I don't know why she did this, to be fair. I mean, attention, I'm assuming. Or just that need of validation from the woke left side of the internet. I don't know, I guess. But I think this did more harm than good. And it was a completely unnecessary interview, to be fair. No one asked for this. No one is interested, I think, aside from me about this. And that's because I can make fucking content out of it, So what are we doing? What are we doing?